Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Celeste and this is From Far Out. Today I have a beautiful video for you on Capricorn season, the vibes, the transitions, the building. I have some crystals that I'm going to talk about that I love to use in Capricorn season. I have some cards that I'm going to pull from two different decks to see, I don't want to say like what's going to happen in Capricorn season, but like how can we, make the most of this era? And yeah, we're just gonna sort of chat and hang out. Let's get into it. So how are y'all? How's your mama? Look, I know my straw is way too fucking long. I bought them online and I was like, oh yeah, let me get the extra long so it'll fit in like my taller cups. And then it gets here and it's like, I look like a crazy person drinking from a 6-foot straw. Anyways, so Capricorn season, this is the season that is very foundational. And I think that not only because Capricorn is an earth sign. And so it's very much like getting your foot and getting your feet on the ground kind of thing, but also the like collective energy of the new year. I know like it depends if you like whatever your vibes are, if you're like a Gregorian calendar person or not. I personally see the new year, new beginning vibe in the spring. And so Capricorn season for me is usually a little bit bonanza. So I'm trying to just like chill. I'm going to show you the things that I've been playing with and using crystal wise, energy wise, meditation, self-healing wise. Disclaimer, obviously I'm not like a fucking spirit guide. I am not like the end all be all. This is just a channel where I'm just a girl sharing my spiritual experience, my spiritual journeys, learnings, teachings, knowledge, whatever, in hopes to inspire somebody to pick up a crystal and find their own path forward, work on some trauma, some healing, some self-improvement. So that being said, the first crystal that I'm going to talk about is red hematite. I know that you won't be able to see all the rainbows, but this is beautiful. So this is red hematite and quartz. I actually have a couple more examples here for you. Let me grab them. So red hematite for me is very much like kinetic energy. It's very much like sitting, oh look at that, you can kind of see the rainbow like on top of the mountain there. It's very much like sitting at an open fire, just taking in that warmth, that comfort, that ease, a kind of like survival energy. So like if you find yourself stranded in the forest, this one's cool, it's a DT. If you find yourself stranded in the forest and you need like to like take care of yourself or survive or whatever, one of the first things that you're gonna do is build a fire, because heat and warmth is like necessary for survival. And so that's what red hematite feels like for me. So when I'm feeling when I feel like I'm restricting myself a lot, or I'm like working through a scarcity mindset or a restrictive mindset or any kind of like fear-based mindset that's like pushing my actions forwards, red hematite comes through and sort of like squashes that for me. It really liberates me from fear. If you are a person who deals with a lot of anxiety, who constantly feels like disconnected from safety, red hematite is your girl. Red hematite is going to bring you back to a feeling of comfort. It's going to make you feel like you have the tools to survive, because you do. And really, all we're doing is like accepting that and honoring that within ourselves. It's not gonna like give you some magic gift. It's just an energy that's gonna bring you back to your true self, right? So Capricorn season, when the New Year's resolutions come around and we're all like, I suck at this, I need to do better, red hematite is gonna remind you that you are good in all ways. You are perfectly fine. You do not need to restrict yourself, push yourself too hard. All you need to do is just accept the grace that is your birthright. And I feel like ever since I read that book that I mentioned in my like few videos ago, that's all I've been saying. Because it really is true. Like, I know that obviously there's so much that we have to like go through and learn and whatever, but at the end of the day, we have everything that we need. We are everything that we need. And once we accept that, our path forward is so much smoother. So the next crystal to sort of go with that kinetic energy, that like holding of potential energy. I did also mention this in my last video, but this is pyrite. So pyrite is like the releasing restriction and accepting abundance. Pyrite is a very grounding and supportive stone. So it's going to be the propelling, the moving forward in a plan or an energy, but also understanding that it's safe to be here. And I know that like just chilling and being grounded and like sitting with something, an emotion, a goal, whatever, just sitting in a place as opposed to like constantly pushing yourself forwards, it can be a little worrisome, and it can be like hard to breathe in that space sometimes, because I can't speak for everybody, but for me, as somebody who deals with chronic depression, who deals with bipolar disorder, sitting in a low place can be scary. It's not something that I want to do very often, because I feel like I can get stuck there. So having Pyrite by my side in those moments makes me feel a whole lot safer, that I'm not like falling into this darkness, but I'm just sitting and existing, and that's good enough. There's always like a little rat in my brain that's like, do better, do better. And with Pyrite around, everything sort of breathes out a little bit smoother. I am satisfied. Satisfied is a really good word. When we're accepting abundance, when we're manifesting abundance, whether it's financially or whatever our situation is, we get stuck in that hamster wheel of like pushing us forward, pushing us forward, pushing us forward. And then we don't realize that we're just going in this circle. So taking a moment to just sit in a space, sit in an energy, and accept the satisfaction that comes along with existing without pushing will be a way to like release us from that cycle. I also quickly want to mention again, sorry, I feel like I'm repeating, it was just these two crystals that I'm repeating from the last video, but very quickly, rose quartz is a great one that I like to work with Pyrite, because again, like I said, sitting in a stagnant place can sort of be very lonely. And with rose quartz, it's a piece of self-connection, self-compassion, self-expression, where it kind of like kills the lonely blues for me. It's just a way to connect to myself and to connect with the idea that loneliness is temporary, being alone is temporary. I am alone in this space, and that's fine, because I am all that I need. Yeah, quick fix for the lonely blues is what I'm gonna say. And I feel like this time of year, like early January and even into February, we can sort of get bogged down by loneliness. You know, the people all always around and talking, and the holiday cheer and all of that kind of thing sort of dies in the beginning of the year. So we kind of, I don't want to say we, because I don't know what your situation is, but me, that's when I feel like the most lonely. You know, I just hosted a bunch of people in my house for a few weeks, and now all of a sudden it's just me and my babies again, and shit is heavy. So connecting to rose quartz, living that truth. Okay, let's keep it moving. One of my New Year's resolutions is to make my videos a little bit shorter, try and get the information to you as quickly as I can, because if I don't focus on actively making my videos a little shorter, I'll sit here and talk for 90 minutes, and nobody has the time for that, including me. Anyways, so that being said, let's move forward. The next crystal I want to talk about is fluorite, specifically blue and purple. So this is a really beautiful octahedral fluorite. So this is just like the natural shape. They call it a floater, I believe. So this is just the natural shape of the crystal. You can see it's like slightly damaged here and there, but it is still so gorgeous. And then this is a little cluster. You can see the back of it where it has like the host rock or whatever. And then the beautiful shapes. I hope that's focusing for you. I don't have my glasses on, because then you'd see the ring light reflection, and that's not very fun, is it? The British accent. Anyways, fluorite is one of my favorite crystals for this time of year, because it's such a good one for planning and focusing, analyzing, you know, priorities, and just like reorganizing the things that are going on in your life, and understanding that, like, okay, sure, you have this like New Year's resolution, or you have this idea or goal, and you have, you know, you're working with your kinetic energy. You have a way forward. But fluorite sort of helps me to see beyond the like societal expectation, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to say cliche, because it could be important to you, but it's like, you know, everybody wants to lose 10 pounds in January. You know what I mean? Let's see something a little bit more important. What is going to be something for our future that's going to be genuinely beneficial. And I know that like health goals are genuinely beneficial. Absolutely. That was just like an example. But like seeing things for more than right now, seeing things for long-term goals, seeing an action and its cause and effect kind of thing. So planning and focus, very beneficial. And then also on the more spiritual side, I have some labradorite. I know y'all love labradorite because it's so beautiful and flashy, and this is a cool little freeform. So labradorite is, oh, and it has some like really pretty rainbows in the back. I don't know if you'll able to see those. Anyways, labradorite is great for that vision and the seeing and the openness to more than like this earthly goal, more than like this moment. What do I need right now? What do I think is going to save me? And labradorite helps us to open our third eye and see the world and this physical experience for more than this moment. You know what I mean? And that labradorite is going to open us up to a little bit more of a spiritual experience and a spiritual presence in our goals or manifestations. And I also just want to say, paired with the fluorite, it's going to help a lot with discernment and decision. And personally, as a Gemini, decisions are not exactly my favorite thing. So having a place to go, a place to like, not a place, I guess, but like an energy to sink myself into, to sort of help with that decision-making process and really feel supported in that decision-making process, in terms of where I want to put my energy. Labradorite and fluorite are my go-tos for that. Okay, now can you hear a dog snoring? There's a dog like 3 feet from me snoring away. So switching gears a little bit out of the like personal goals and personal relationships, I want to talk a little bit about my culture. And if you are new to my channel, which a lot of you are, I'm so happy to have you. I'm Ganyakeha, or Mohawk is the English word. I'm from Ganawage in Quebec. And so that's where a lot of my teachings and my knowledge comes from. I also grew up a lot in Anishinaabe and Mi'kmaq territory. So some of my teachings are from those cultures with those elders. So in the wintertime, that is where we do our storytelling. In the wintertime is when we like tell our stories, our legends of the old ones and all of these things. And so in Capricorn season, when we are in like the depth of snow and darkness, the winter equinox, if you will, I like to connect to, this is fairy stone and fossils. So this is actually the, I forget what it's called exactly, but like the inner ear bone of a whale. So this is my fairy stone. I have a lot, but this one looks like a whale. So these two like kind of live together. So these two stones in specific, well, I guess a fossil isn't a stone, but like any fossil that speaks to you and calls to you, and fairy stone is very good at holding the energy of a spirit guide. So when these two connect, for me, it's a real like earth side connection to a spirit guide, a spirit ancestor, a messenger of some kind. And seeing stories either in dreams or in visions or just like feeling things, whatever your communication channel is for spirit, whether you're claircognizant, clairvoyant, whatever it is, see things, feel things, hear things, whatever. These two stones are going to help you to connect you to a spirit guide, setting the intention and asking someone or something to come through, to send message, to offer advice, to offer support, just being like completely encircled in spiritual support and ancestral knowledge. Capricorn season is like a really, really beautiful time to connect to those. Specifically for me, whale energy is one of my favorites because I'm a big fat whale. Anyways, okay, bad bitches. Oh, honorable mention, black kyanite, a great like sweeping, cleansing, clearing stone that like way more potent in my personal opinion than like a selenite even, or like a clear quartz. It's very like, get it the hell out of my space, my life, my energy, my brain. Yeah, so black kyanite, great for cleansing, which is something that happens a lot during Capricorn season. Okay, oh yeah, also another honorable mention. I'm sitting with this giant Shiva lingam. It's an energy that I've been getting into again recently. I've collected Shiva lingams. I currently have 3 in my possession. This is obviously the biggest one. It's very large. I love Shiva energy, and it is like root chakra yoga, breathing into stretches, breathing into newness, accepting new changes and things like that. I am only using this as an honorable mention during Capricorn season, because while, you know, root chakra energy is like, hey girl, is like absolute of Capricorn season, there's also a lot more that I want to like learn about this and gain from this, and then I will bring it to you in a dedicated video. So if you have a Shiva lingam, whip it out, work through it during this winter. Miss Girl, can you please? Oh my god. Maple. Bruh. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna cry. I hate setting this up, and she just ruined everything. I literally hate setting up the camera. It's like the worst part of filming. And so when my cat knocks it down. Okay, anyways, whip out your Shiva lingam, learn about it, live about it, just like really get into this energy, because it's not a like one and done kind of situation. It's not something that you can just sort of like keep in your pocket and benefit from the energy and harness the vibes. It's like very, very deep. So if you have one, this is your sign to pull it out and actually use it. Okay, so we have made it to the end of the crystals, and now we're gonna pull some cards. Of course, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This does not have to be like an intense message from the other side. This can just be like helpful advice that your spirit connects with. So I have 2 decks that I'm going to pull from. One is, it's the back of the box. One is Angels and Ancestors by Kyle Gray. I love this deck. It literally is such earth vibes to me, but earth vibes in like kind of like a solitude way. I don't want to say solitude because that sounds like very much like you're going to be doing this alone, when it's quite the opposite of that, of like Angels and Ancestors, but like maybe like solitude in like your physical earth experience, but being so incredibly carried through by spirit guides, angels and ancestors kind of vibe. And then of course, oh god, my Moonology deck. This was by Yasmin Boland. This was my first deck that I ever worked with. It is the love of my life. I use this deck in just about every reading, personal or for friends. This is everything to me. Okay, so first I'm actually going to pull from the Moon deck. And we're going to open ourselves to message for collective, even message for someone specific. You know, not everything has to resonate with everybody. All right, let's see. Let's see what we've got here. Don't let your past hold you back. The South Node, are you kidding me? This is such a refreshing vibe. No matter like who you've been, you know, all of the work that you've put in to become this person, it doesn't have to be the end all be all. You can start something new. You can say like, I appreciate all of the things that pulled me through this moment, but it's time to disconnect from that. And the South Node is very karmic. Your karmic attachments, your karmic experiences. So not letting that energy sort of keep you boxed in, just being open to like fresh beginnings and fresh ideas. Going into the Angels and Ancestors deck, asking for collective message, asking for a specific pointed message, looking for something that resonates, looking for something that's really gonna keep us pushing forwards, keep us connected to our truest and highest self. Oh my goodness, here we go. All right. Oh, see from a higher perspective, that eagle energy. Eagle is such a beautiful winter energy because he is our most direct connection to Creator. He is the one who carries our prayers, carries our spirit, carries our stories up to Creator to be transformed. And seeing from a higher perspective is really understanding that we're not permanently connected to this experience. We can see things from a fresh beginning. We also have the Trader exchanging energy to create abundance. So this is really telling us that it's okay to release the things that we own, the way that we are, the way that we're putting our energy into the world, being able to, put energy into something else in order to receive. So understanding that all things are connected, all things move. And if you're so caught in this fear of holding in one place, then you're not going to have room. You're not going to have the openness to be able to receive new things. So releasing that rigidity, releasing that stronghold that we have onto either who we've been in the past, who we've connected to, our current perspective, our current experience. If we're afraid to lose what we have, if we're afraid to lose the experience that we're holding on to, we're not going to be able to grow into new and beautiful things. So the Labradorite is really calling out to me in this moment to be able to open ourselves up to new connections, new exchanges, new learnings, and releasing our old selves. I know that sounds like a very like new beginnings reading, which I said at the beginning of this video that I feel is more based for spring, but Capricorn season is very foundational. So being able to analyze our past, analyze the way that we're existing, the things that we've been holding on to, and move into something new, moving into that spring energy, I think is a beautiful message. So that will be everything for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Peace and love from far out.